Alrighty. Okie doke. Alrighty. Oh no, I'm looping my audio. Help! There we go. My preview was not muted. Close that. Pop over here. Ah, Kitty's here. What's up? Hello, Kitty. How are things? Nick, I see you're taking more shirtless photos. Pretty standard stuff. I'll mute stream and let it play in the background to avoid spoilerino, says Gorek. Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting started, so there's no spoilers yet. We'll probably jump into story stuff here in just a little bit. I'll give sort of a warning, and I'm recording each chunk so you'll know that it's happening. Also, hair not as tall today. Go a little bit of that, like, I don't know. It didn't fluff as much, so smaller pompadour, little anime bangs action slash I guess the Chris Hemsworth. Got the Chris Hemsworth going on. That's what his hair does. We'll see. Different, I don't know if it's not as humid or more humid. Probably more humid, I guess. Down here in Florida. If anyone asks. Yeah, Pikachu scooched. He scooched. He's being very scoochy right now. The small one has hiccups, she says. Really? Is the small one has hiccups due to what just happened? Old World Figs ready? Teddy needs to do this. I don't know what he harvests and when. The Tanta plants are good to go. Everything is all sparkly. I'll send him a message, let him know. Oops. The garden is all types of sparkles to be harvested. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. What's up, Mutton? Sorry I'm a little late, Mutton. Had some IRL stuff to do today that was not planned. I guess it was planned, but I had forgot about it, specifically about what time it was going to happen today before stream, so... Oh, my gear isn't... Because I put my glamour plate back on. I need to go set this up as a cosmetic set. So... Well, let me check the mission allowance real quick. A ruby coral. That kills people, coral. Ruby coral. Yes. 18,000. You know, whatever. It's kind of expensive, but sure. Too much tummy time. Oh, like laying on his stomach on the ground. Oh yeah, I have RP mode volume on right now. It's a little loud. Oh, that's right, the egg stuff, the Easter, in-game Easter. What's it called? I have it. It's called Hatching Tide. You get the eat egg emoji. I will probably do that a little later this week. As something else to do, let's turn in this ruby coral for a whole bunch of Fisher XP. Kaboom! Big Fisher XP bonus. Listening on the phone. Okie doke. What the heck? He's just like in the middle of the ground right there. Just, well, I mean, they don't exist. The little lanterns. Huh. There's so many of them. What the heck? Not loud enough. Oh, yeah. What the heck? This is the Hatching Tide music? What is that? What the heck? What is this? What? Where's that song from? Is that just Final Fantasy music? What the heck? What is happening? Courteous Collector. Good morning, friend. Might you be interested in learning about the Hatching Tide festivities? A fledgling festival. Hatching Tide was born of a prophetic dream visited upon a Garlean maiden named Gili Alipo. Oh, I know. Okay. In her dream, the 12 Archons of old appeared, those heroes who saved the realm from destruction of the 6th umbral calamity, descending from the heavens atop beautifully decorated eggs. They said to Gili, "Arise, young dreamer, and make ready the vessels for our return." And so she did, painstakingly painting and gilding eggs to match those from her vision. Word of the prophecy spread, and Gili attracted helpers to assist in her toils. After the calamity, the festival grew further as townsfolk and adventurers flocked to celebrate the Archons of yore, who many believe had some hand in delivering the realm once again. Now that you've learned about Hatching Tide, perhaps you would like to participate in it. Should you be so inclined, we invite you to Gradania, where the festivities are being held. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, Mr. Chicken. That's it. Sure. Yeah, the music fades in as you go up the stairs. That's so incredibly dorky. All right, I gotta go to the inn room. That could, oh my god, that's so dorky. Baya, 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 baya. I don't know. Am I going to read or listen to the Sylvanas book? Getting it on audiobook to listen through it. Special update. Sounds kind of cool. But these should go in the armoire, right? They don't? What the hell? Why did they not go in there? I don't have any room. Why did they not go in the armoire? I need to go through this. I know there's a lot of things I could probably keep dunking. But there's a lot of one-off armor sets I have in here for the different jobs. So, all right, whatever. I guess we're not... We are not, we're just gonna individually glamour these to get back into our new drip for the MSQ. And the gloves. So I misspoke when I was talking yesterday. The augmented crafted gear is 10 levels higher, but advanced melding is forbidden, which it says right there on the item, advanced melding forbidden, but I just had not processed that clearly. I had not, because there's lots of text on the tooltips in this game. Also, plugins are still not working. Still no plugin functionality as of yet. 2 days ago, they did post, the plugin devs did post that they are working on it, of course. But it will most likely not be ready for another couple of days. What is gold and silk used for? I'll take a... Oops. I need to go put a bid in on a hoose. Damn, like everything I had on the market board was selling. Someone went on a minion buying spree. Damn. Also, Gorek, I didn't know... Oh, you're welcome for the pets. I mean, I just got a lot from that opening 50 box thing. But I didn't know that the wind-up Estinian minion, like, pseudo-fought alongside you when you were working on your rotation yesterday and sort of figuring stuff out. Get a little deeper into how the combat of this game works. You, you were at the target dummy at the house, and I walked by and I was like, oh, that's Gorek. And I didn't know Estinian, like, fought with you. The wind-up one. It's so good. He does, like, the auto attack, like, thrust animation, and then does, like, the baby jump. It's quite good, actually. Quite good. So, okay, I need to go put a bid in on a plot. Medium plot. Crystals. View only. Oh, did Ben change something? Or is this new now, view only? Also, who put a whole bunch of crystals in the bank? Interesting. Also, why did this resize to be so small? Maybe it wasn't already. Just me doing stuff. I will take 10 million out of the coffer. It's a 19 million bid, I believe. Yeah. This is free company money, so I'm gonna take... That's one more zero. One more zero again? I can't tell. There we go. Let's withdraw. 10 1 1 1 1 1 1. There we go. And I'll put 9 million of my own on the bid. Obviously, if we don't get it for any reason, then I'll just put the money back in the coffer. Because you get it back. So let me do that. Okay. You have started the book yourself as audio. It's like an hour in. How long is the read through? Like 7 or 8 hours? For the Sylvanas novel? I'm not super concerned with the Sylvanas story, but... Alright, so it's the Imperium, plot 56, the 10th ward. To Ishgard, then. To Ishgard. Indeed. Okay. Oh, wait, duh. Right here. Should take us there. Residential District, Aetherite. Go to a specific ward. Plot 56 in the 10th ward. Right there. 19 million. Medium house. This is apparently a free company only ward. It's a 19 million plot, not a 20 million plot. So is it not in a great spot? I have to go to the subdivision. Which means we're on the other side, which is cool. This is the mountain view. What's the subdivision view? Let me see. It's plot 56. So it's over here. Oh, right by the Rookery subdivision, right across the street from Market Board, right on the cusp of the tower. Oh, let's go see. It's the house they found. Ah, a big egg. Oh, right by the performance podium. Right down the road from, or right down the street from the big fountain. Okay, okay. I can dig it. Ishgard is just very rocky, very developed compared to Kugane. Kugane is a lot less developed, a lot more nature. But we want a larger house. I don't really have a problem with where it is. This is the plot, I believe. 56. Plot 56, 10th ward. Medium. Very good. Enter lottery. I understand. You've submitted a lottery ticket for plot 10, ward 56, Imperium. Your lottery number is 3. Result will be available from 11 a.m. 4/16, so in 3 days. Okay. That's fine. So I put 9 million of mine forward. And now you see the plot highlights when you put a bid on it. So this would be our new location. Oh, right by the stalls and stuff too. That's kind of cool. Ishgard is very Attack on Titan kind of feeling. Even though I think I like the aesthetic of Kugane more. It is very hard to get at. Oh, there he is! You... Hello, you dork. The Azure Elephant, Guardian of the Imperium. If you know, you know. This is a squad. Oh, they're going to the gold saucer? That's cool. Summoning bell right here and market board right over the ledge. Seems good. It's like little verandas down here. That could work. I mean, this isn't the Ishgard music. This is the housing district music. You have to change that in your settings. Let's see. Enable city-state BGM in residential areas. Now the song will adjust. It might only adjust if I relog or rezone. So these 3 tickets are just me, Ben, and Div. I don't know why we had to put more on there. Maybe it's to dissuade people. The large plots are 50 million. Which, that was my other option, is to put a lot of my personal funds on a 50 million. And if we got that one, we'd just be done with the housing minigame. But there's... You can go check who's put bids on. But if large houses already have... There's a large plot over here. If large plots already have multiple bids on them, like this one, for example. See, only 2 current participants, man. Yeah, I already entered for the medium. It's fine, because you can only put 1 ticket in at once. 1 ticket per person. But I could have pulled all my gil out of my retainers and took 10 million from the free company and then put a bid for this. And that's a 33% chance to get a large house and be done with the whole housing minigame. And just to have the larger garden and everything and be just... That's our plot right there that we put a bid on, the medium. These are all smalls. Oh, these are small plots. That's okay. The medium up here. A small right there, looks like. Or both smalls? Probably both smalls. But... not many people are putting bids on, so you're looking at, you know, a 1 in 4, a 1 in 3, kind of a toss-up to get a large house. Obviously, if some large plots have more than that, this is the hot tub, the hot springs that are part of the Ishgardian What do you... Hot springs where it's also full of snow is such a weird combination. But all right, I did the thing. Bid placed. Like if you looked through all the different large plots, we could probably just get a large house. Even with like one ticket. Even with one freaking ticket. Also, this looks super uncomfortable. These are like massage tables, but they're just slats of granite. Or maybe that's not uncomfortable. I don't know. Also, unfortunate some of the environmental textures in this game are still very old. Oh, my golden silk already sold. Okay. Don't forget my ranch. I need a 10 wind-up Estinians and target dummies with Ben's faces on them. Well, I don't think we'll have enough room for that unless we had a large yard. Or unless you got your own private house, because we would have only this space here. A medium house is quite a bit larger. I can't go look at a medium house right next to us. I'm gonna play Overwatch. Who plays Overwatch? So the medium house next to us is this one over here, 15. This is a medium house. This is also a really cool one. They put a lot of work into it. But they built an extra floor here, which is cool. Little loft. And then naturally it has a upstairs for the medium house. And then a downstairs. This cozy shit. Yeah, I miss whole big center common area. And I miss the additional chambers, of course. And the full downstairs is just a one-to-one of the upstairs, so it's more space. They built another relief floor. This is not here by default. They had to build this. Little lounge. I don't know how you really get around without like walking all the way around like this, but it's still cool for aesthetics. What little cafe looks like. This is like the workshop. Forge and smelting and goldsmithing, and this is their ethereal wheel for company buffs and stuff. Cozy as hell. Some of their vendors. Yeah, a medium house is still quite big. The thing about a medium house, though, is that you still only get 2 garden patches, not 3. And when you have a triple garden, I don't even know if they have a garden. Do they have a garden? Nope, no gardeners here, looks like. Oh, they do. They have 1 patch here. But you can have a double garden with a medium. Why do they? That's super weird. It's awkwardly inefficient to walk back and forth across the house to go to your 2 garden patches, but it's fine. Very cozy. That's a medium compared to our small. Right here, a little cottage. Okie doke. We are dripped out of our minds right now. Yeah, it's super weird. I don't know what this even goes for. What does golden silk make into? Let's look, actually. I want to know. Golden silk. Oh, it's used in the classical stuff. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's just used to craft. It's a mid-tier component for just making the current crafted set. Okay. Roite. Like, Kagane is very green and water and trees and grass and stuff. Ishgard is just all rock. It's a giant castle. All right. I think it's time. I only have about little over 2 hours here before I gotta go do dinner stuff before raid time. I think it's time to get ready for MSQ. So if you do not want the spoilers, the spoiler stuff will start in about a minute. I'm keeping the camera down so you don't see the NPCs. You can see the people's feet. So many people around. This is where the NPC is for the MSQ. Let me get my recording ready to go. I will be uploading these pieces to YouTube so they'll be archived. Trying to keep them all at or under an hour. I mean, one is at 57, one's just above an hour because it has the dungeon, and then one is just 35 minutes, so they'll vary in size a little bit. But all right, just don't want people to have the spoilers if they don't want them. Okay. All right. Hello, internet friends. Welcome back. More patch 6.1 MSQ. We just got done wrapping up the post dungeon quest. And we press forward. We have 3 quests left if my math is correct, based on the patch notes. So we are on sharing the wealth. Let's talk to Justinian first. I hope you enjoyed the expedition, at least. Otherwise, it was a heavy purse to pay for a treasure map leading to a treasure we couldn't keep. Something like that. Sharing the wealth. Marshawn wishes to discuss the distribution of the treasure. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. This is a quest where we become an NPC, essentially. It's also so loud here. I hope we go to a different location. There you are to visit Akali and Garlemald, speak with Matsia and his people, and listen to their grievances. Justinian, I bid you do the same in Palika's stand. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Skull grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at the Magaduta. Okay, so we don't get to stand here like an NPC. We have to go places. That's fine. Because this room is so loud. I know I have the volume turned up a little bit because I'm sort of in like RP mode, so people can hear stuff. It's not just background noise like the voices and things, but man, the that alchemical giant gold, brass, whatever structure behind me there in that wing of Radz-at-Han is so loud. So damn loud. It's a very clear skies day today in Favnair. And we're back here. This is where the dungeon is. Hello, Matsuya. Obey, I was glad to see you returned unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Yes? Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose that Kalzal's loss hit us the hardest. Oh yeah, the guy that turned into a blasphemy during the MSQ. Or the base game. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Okay. Yeah, what about all kind of information we're gonna get here? Because the Satrap wants to spread the wealth of this huge treasure. But if you just... It's the whole state of economics. If you give the people that need to buy fish money to buy fish, then the guy that sells the fish just gets rich, and then how does that turn into anyone else getting anything? Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Thavnair, then you must try my special Amra Lassi. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. Wasn't this the food we ate back in the day that wasn't very good? Was this the vendor that sold us something that we ate and it was bad? What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally I part with 3 bottles for a generous price of 19,800 gil, but you, I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. That's all markup language to be marked down to make it sound like it's a deal. Stealing at that price? You're the only thief around here? Still not turning a profit these days? I am not Estinian. That's no reason to be rude. That's funny though. Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sisters, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices, I tell you. If I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. 19,000 gil, though? I guess I don't know what kind of... Like, how much does stuff cost here in relation... What's a cup of coffee cost ya? Anyone know what a cup of coffee in Eorzea would cost? That's horrible, I'm sorry. But yeah, how much would a cup of coffee cost? Is it 500 gil? Is it kind of like, I would assume like yen in Japan? Everything is kind of in the hundreds. So is 19,000, that's not much then. Not at all. It's like 20 bucks. Sigh. Ooh. Got a little of a little yawn there. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger is past, certainly, but no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Kalzal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure we'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now, that was a man who got things done. God's rest his soul. You have spoken with key local figures and gained the understanding of the populace's hardship. Varshan awaits your report at the Megaduta. It seems like the port is the biggest thing hit by this. People had to sell their boats. Matsuya seems fine, just being a trader. I don't know about the whole junk monger / guy selling tea for $20 a bottle. That might be a bit much. Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna... I wonder how that's going to translate to the information we share with the satrap. We shall find out momentarily. Which one is it again? It's just the Mega Duda is the Aetheryte. I didn't know it was called something different. Haven't been here, gone outside of the city in a while. I turned back on my notifications for the hunt trains and stuff. Man, there's so many damn hunt trains going now. People do us doing hunt trains and S rank mobs because the sacks of nuts currency is so much more valuable now as a catch-up component. Hello, Astinia. Could see my stint on Vritra's back did not go unnoticed. I couldn't take 2 steps before another Thavnarian was thanking me profusely for saving their home. Oh, I didn't do the deep voice. Oh well, no gravelly. Medieval Batman. Ah, my advisor's return. I just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling, to say the least, and there are a few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. And it's also more difficult to animate a dragon in these in-game cutscene moments, so maybe that's where that also comes from. I don't know. Those poor pixels on this armor. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. I got that too. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they preserved with some assistance from Garlemald. Well, I understand they are always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs for the most part. Palakistan was weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant skull to a foreign trader, but such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavnar has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. Yeah. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Garlemald? Words, hand motions. Words and hand motions. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch, which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Garlemald. I'm reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beasts sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale repeated over and over. So many lives lost. Yeah. Flashback time. Oh, you're thinking of that. Yeah. The snake oil salesman apprentice kid. Although apparently that NPC from the early section that sold us the treasure map, that's a NPC from Final Fantasy XI. Saw that in a like a Reddit thread / Twitter thread kind of combination. It was posted from the Final Fantasy XIV Twitter that posts from Reddit. Whatever. It's apparently NPC from the previous MMO. That might just be just a callback. I don't think these games are in any way really connected, to my understanding. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Faye, Estinian, I will consider the perspectives you brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. Okay. Let's go talk. Big dragon. All the different sort of casts.
I thank you for your attention.
Let's go.
The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Radz-at-Han's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. Made aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul.
Yep.
Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Garlemald. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Kalzal's consortium.
Yep.
And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. The simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Well, deferring to me. Is it a choice or just oh, it is. Taxes, levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. It's the most basic one. It takes a village. Okay, that old adage. Or Idleshire's orphanage was funded through trade in highly coveted goods. True, I have done a lot of that in Idleshire. Huh. This is just dialogue, but I wonder. I kind of like the Idleshire reference. But doesn't necessarily mean that the kids are looked after. I mean, there was an orphanage and it was funded through, which I guess is what the helping point was there. I mean, I maxed out the Idleshire orphanage stuff on all the weekly turn-ins, the collectible turn-ins. That's how I did a lot of my crafting or gathering leveling when I was learning the game last year. I'll do Idleshire. Let's hit him with that one. It's about orphaned kids.
Of course. We can draw on trading profits to build a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Radz-at-Han's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Would I have to name it as well? Oh my god. Something with Khalzal seems appropriate. Okay, why not honor one of your most successful merchants? Well, that just sounds like he would just do Khalzal then, no? Well, if there's someone else, that just kind of throws the question back at him. That seems like the most obvious one. Even though it's not necessarily tied to orphans directly, because he was just the trade consortium guy. Yeah, I'm going to answer your question with a question. Let's see what he says. I have someone else in mind.
A successful merchant. I believe I see thy reasoning.
Yes?
Khalzal
Yeah.
should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores.
It's fine.
Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Khalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well.
Hmm.
Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Mirad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Yeah?
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Khalzal Foundation.
Simple? Sure, yeah.
Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
Do they already have like a building and a location set aside? That's is there a place?
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. I'm reminded of Ishgard.
Aww. True, I did all the Ishgardian Dragon collectibles as well. I have the whole mount with the whole L2 quest line and uniting dragon and man in the pursuit of crafting and making tasty treats, and then also making like pots and pans and things that dragons could use with their clawed hands. Giant Poporo pancakes, Psychon compote, and Psychon bravarios. I'll take the silver pieces for the Doma Enclave. Doman. The Enclave in Doma. Okay. So many pets phasing in. As a pumpkin. Veteran Radiant. Oh, I gotta talk to Estinian first. Whoops. Furniture is warming to his role as satrap. Clearly, all those years behind the curtain were not spent napping. Well, he was controlling a simulacrum, like with his crazy mental dragon powers. Bridging the rift. The veteran at Radiant wishes to share his gratitude and give me 1,605 gil, apparently. Thank you for putting forth Khalzal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. Ah, crap, it's automatic. Ah, I always do that. I have to do that quick. Damn it. I missed some dialogue. He was thanking us. Fair enough. Understood. Thank you. Vishtola must be finished her study at the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. Oh, yeah, of course. I clicked to go to next. I wish you could have 2 different settings for that. That would be a nice little quality of life adjustment. If it's a voiced cutscene, like the game knows it's voiced, it just goes to automatic. You can like toggle it on, and then when there's no talking, it's not voiced, it goes to click. Because if you do automatic but reading, it goes real quick. You gotta like speed read. So I usually take time and just click the dialogue manually when it's this. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. Our clerks have been well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Hydaelyn assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. I'm curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. Head in with the nod, then you're in. As you wish. Allow me to lead your way, Your Excellency. Lead the way, Your Excellency. Estinian Batman-y voice. Something like that. You can find your way to the High Crucible, I trust. I must rejoin my unit and assist with bringing the city's orphans under our care. Very good, very good. Obviously, we're talking to someone right there as well. There'd be people standing there in circles. So she's just here at the High Crucible, though. Not back in the dungeon. So, not at a different... She's studying this thing, not the other. Okie doke. Over this way. They've definitely set up a few different notes for where not only this patch is going to go in these last couple quests, but also where the next patches will go. Shall we hear what your scholarly comrade has to say? For one who claims it is too late to have his sister, Preacher seems awfully interested, or to save his sister. Preacher seems awfully interested in whatever relation or revelations Y'shtola might have to share. I kept like reading down one line. Trying to skim read ahead of what I was reading to know what he's saying. Or just reading in general. Reading too fast.
Right, here we all are.
Oh, voiced. Yeah, okay, let's go.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Okay.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Picturing.
touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Mm-hmm.
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Then what of the many Voidsent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Okay. Definitely killed a bunch of those. They're on the Masked Carnival, too. Oh, this cutscene.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
This is in like Totorok
The
or
portal
something.
lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain Exarch dragged us to the first.
Yeah, but where's the body come from then? Slurp. Sklorp. It was like
And just as
animating
our
a
bodies
statue.
remained in our world, the Voidsent's physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Yeah. I guess it's all still just ether, right? So
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
it would be made out of stone, unless ether alchemies itself to make flesh. I don't know.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Yeah.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
By doing it again.
No. The danger is too great.
Future immediately knew. Yep.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
We're going to the 13th, baby. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum.
Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages.
Well,
Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
yes, but I have the button called glare.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness,
True.
I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Aren't you mad at me for the snark in the dungeon, though? No? Forgot about that? So much for taking it easy. Yeah, just count me in. Let's go. Let's go to the 13th. There's only so many reflections
I had a feeling
left.
You might say that.
How many reflections are left? 8? 7? Uh-oh. She gonna... Uh-oh.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
Oh, she's gonna go into a soul crystal?
That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Oh my... The side eye. What is she, Winnie the Pooh? Think, think, think.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
Correct.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radz-at-Han, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daemir was overseeing the project.
Daemir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
Okay.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research...
Dude, look at
began with
Varshan's
void scent
shoes.
slip through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities.
Are those comfortable?
A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
Yep. Okay.
A man-made void scent.
That's why I reread.
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Sharlayan's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
The restricted section of the Numenon, or with Graha's favorite place to sneak around with what? You can just play dumb. Yeah, the restricted section in the library at Hogwarts. Clearly, we gotta poke fun at Graha. That's from the main story. Yep.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy.
libraries, by the way, in fantasy games.
In which case, I say we head directly to Sharlayan.
Can do. Oh my god.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Aw. He's still thinking about that orphan boy. Look at his bleeding heart.
Let us be on our way as well.
Just pre-turn that off. Rachel's worried or hopeful?
They are resolved to venture into the void.
Yes.
Do I sit idly by?
I don't think so. But if you send your simulacrum or you go through somehow, then you're not here if anyone needs you. Huh. Exposition. Triple dot from Barshan. Speak with Y'shtola at Sharlayan's Aetherite Plaza. Have her accompany you. Can do. Is it gonna be just Y'shtola here, or is we gonna find Graha as well to go through the? Because Y'shtola, I don't think has access to that section of the Numenon anyway. Find out, or Kryl could be here. If we're to enter Numenon's restricted archive with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission from the Forum. Oh God, the Forum, totally, not just Kryl. Okay. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? Well, the twins? No one springs to mind. The twins? What of Scholark Montaigne? Oh yeah, he could, okay. She was thinking someone at the Forum, not someone as a representative. So, okay. He did come to Graha's defense during the inquiry, after all. True. He's the guy that taught us the whole ether states of being in that classroom scene, right? To settle, let us head to the phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. Y'shtola is now accompanying you. So now you can see talking point locations on Blue Quest. 2 Blue Quests. There's a talking point right outside. Anywhere else? Nope. So updates in 6.1 for these NPC following you quests, so you know where you can talk to your NPC now. You can look on the map and these little chat bubbles pop up. So you, A, don't miss them if you want to see them, or you're not just only looking in the on the route you're taking, I guess. Which is helpful. Ring. So this is a mission to a mission in Mordona. What's that one from though? It's freaking from the annex. What's that from? And this is the one where this is just the extreme trial. I'll go talk to him. Haven't done that yet. Haven't had time. Won't have time tonight really either, I don't think, unless it was after raid. As a groundhog. Discuss the studium. You can use regular talk though. If I was pressed to name our allies in the Forum, Scholark Montaigne would certainly be at the top of the list. Hopefully he agrees to aid us with our request. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7 and labored under her tutelage For a full decade, I never had the chance to attend the studium. Neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after, Master Louis Socks took him in off the street. Oh, soon after Master Louis Socks took him in off the streets, he was put in the care of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Tea at the last stand after a day of lectures? Or should I wonder as well? What? You could be like, play like Goofy with her? Nah, tea. Tea after lecture. That sounds great. Well, Sharlayan tea might just be water. Hot water. Probably just hot water. I love drinking just plain hot water. Oh boy. No crushed up beans or tree leaves in it at all. Nothing. It does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theory. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get. But it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Aww. You did take her name when you got ported to the first, so it clearly meant something to you. All these red quests, no, studium quests I need to do for all my crafters. There he is. Can we have another lesson? God, look at this guy's robes. What an absolute Omega Chad. Look at these robes. Look at the freaking the tufts off his elbows. Also, how heavy do you think that cloth is? It's gonna be some thick cloth, no? Voiced cutscene with this cool guy? Nope. Visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scholark. We are hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, look at the cheeky grin. Oh-ho! No furtive forays into the stacks this time, eh? Well. It's her falling asleep on stacks of books. I applaud this newfound sense of propriety, yet in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? Well, you see void scent and creatures coming through a rift, and Vritra's got a portal to another reflection, and I want to go back and visit my big cat boyfriend in another world. Y'shtola saying that, not me. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised. Oh, I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Demier has lain dormant in Sharlayan's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. Thinking. Needed the Praetorium today, Nick? We were talking about it last night in Discord. Apparently it's quite the thing. Not only are those encounters all level 50, of course, you have way less abilities, but yeah, they are reworked in a way. I think it was Scrappy doing them last night, and he was wiping on Gaius, which is a phrase / sentence I've never heard in a long time. So quite difficult now. Well, it's because it's all brand new, right? But it's almost like they've injected new style of Final Fantasy XIV, right? The Shadowbringers Endwalker style, and updating the really old encounters. That's way more than I thought they were going to do. But yeah, they're just new fights, right? They're new boss fights, new trials, basically. And if you unearth this research, what then? Should you don't intend to cross over to the void? It is, in fact, precisely what we intend. No, not even swayed. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift. For one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. See, she did a thing. I even did it myself, and then she immediately does it. I told you to do the Pooh Bear thinking emoji. Distant friend, she says. Haha. Are you sure that isn't husbando territory? Y'shtola, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, eyebrows, eyebrows. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. Yeah, I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Ha ha! Marvelous! An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. After hearing the whys and the wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request to the forum's consideration. Do we have the ability to control the rift if we try to open it, though? Wouldn't it just be like black hole? Just like, you know, it's always the question of what if the Large Hadron Collider actually does the thing and a singularity pops open? Can they control it, or does life just all end on Earth without us even realizing it? We just get sucked up into nothing, compressed into a space that is so infinitesimally small that everything that the human race ever is a little dark, but it's the void, right? We're on brand. Although your petition would be better received if you had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. The twins? Ah, well, Master Fortuno, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request for his dear children's most treasured comrades. True. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Fortuno on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We will pay a visit to the Levia estate and plead our case. This is when we unlock the dress-up Alphino and Alizé's mom, the minigame. Because, you know. One more thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. Well, yeah. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So, if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, Skarlark. We'll be sure to pass on any revelations. You know, traveling through wormholes, no big deal. He's also staring at a blank chalkboard. What a wild man. The forum can be a cantankerous beast. One needs a persuasive voice to get it moving in the desired direction. Montagane seems optimistic, but I doubt convincing Fortuno to champion our cause will be as simple as showing up on his doorstep. That's probably fair. So many quests. Oh, so many quests. Hi, Alpha. Hi, Alpha. All right, we should be able to ether right now. They fixed this. So let's test the patch notes. They're supposed to... Oh, okay. So I don't know if she aetherited. She just kind of appeared there. But that was one of the fixes. She automatically following me? Okay, cool. So they did. It totally is fixed. It'd be cool if they RP'd and actually also aetherited with you, but... All right. Alfred, let me in. Let me unlock the... Oh, is this going to be the... For our assistants, that's where we get custom deliveries to turn in stuff at the Levier estate for, like, that's going to be our way to repay them, potentially. Ah, Master Bay. Mistress Y'shtola. How may I be of service? I come to speak to Master Fortuno. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Indeed. 2 guests with large sticks. There he is. Those dresses look so weird. Would you wear this? This fucking like... Oh, it's almost like a hoop skirt. It's so wild. Like, the whole top robe part is great, but I don't know. Well, well. Brilliance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of importance to discuss. Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. Also, like, void scent and void portals and traveling between reflections and stuff, you know, that's what I was just doing. Got some itches to scratch. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Ha ha ha, what? Scholark Montaigne expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. It's very sweet, but also, what about your husbando? But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. And she's talking about Vritra, obviously, and his sister. Dragon siblings! 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue, all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Oh, heartstrings! Just pulling on them. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Do not celebrate just yet. The forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldessian Annex. But also, where do we get the quest to dress up your wife? Also, what the heck? That's a red bunnied head boy. Oh god, he stole us in my body. I thought... The matter is out of our hands. All that remains is to return to the annex and await for the forum's decision. I'm sorry, Y'shtola. It spawned me... We were sharing the same space and time. What the heck? That was ridiculous. Alright. To the Baldessian Annex. But wait! Worth it. It was almost about an hour long, so I was gonna end the recording there and then start up the next one. All right. All right. Take a quick break from the MSQ because I think we're at the tail end of this quest. Then there's one more left, I believe. We should have a quick... Shall we do a quick little strange history? Who wants a page number for strange history? Let's read one of these. I still have some Easter cookie to finish as well, but I'll do that during a cutscene of some point. Someone out there in chat land, let's get a page number. Let's do some strange history for a quick little intermission. Just kind of scrolling through the book right now and see how many pages I've written on. There's still a lot. We've definitely chewed through some of this book, but there's so many more entries. A lot of entries. Welcome to the strangest book you've ever read. The editors at Portable Press have collected thousands of bizarre facts and mind-blowing stories from the recent past all the way back to prehistory, spanning all four corners of the globe back in the days where the earth had corners. So prepare yourself for a smorgasbord of oddities, kings, queens, commoners, criminals, gladiators, aliens, ghosts, gods, monsters, and much more. But be forewarned, history wasn't always pretty. In fact, most of humanity's past was stinky, brutal, bloody, scary, and downright disturbing. But trust us, a lot more fun to read about than it was to live in. So sit back and enjoy. Nico says page 24. Well, Nick had page 23. 24 is open. Totally good to go on the 13th. All right. Words of the Gods. Oh, wait, what the hell? All right. Cereal. Named after Ceres, the Roman goddess of grain and agriculture. Okay. Atlas, one of the Greek titans banished by Zeus when they sided with his son against him. Atlas was condemned to carry the world on his shoulders. That scene was popular with early map makers who regularly put it on the corners of their books of maps. The books themselves eventually became known as atlases. The word panic, named after the Greek god Pan, who was believed to howl and shriek in the middle of the night. Greeks who heard these noises often panicked. The word hygiene, inspired by Hygeia, or Hygeia, the Greek goddess of good health. A lot of these words, Greek or Roman. The word Panacea, the Roman goddess who cures diseases. Same word, same goddess name. And Tantalize. So Tantalus was a Greek king who was punished by the other gods for trying to deceive them. He was forced to stand in a pool of water up to his chin, but when he lowered his head to drink, the water receded just out of reach. The same was true for food. Whenever he reached to pick a piece of fruit from the tree, the wind blew it just out of his reach. The tantalizing food filled him with desire, but was unobtainable. Huh. Those are all really neat. The word cereal. I didn't know cereal was named after the Roman goddess Ceres. Or Ceres. I have cereal a few days a week. Mia has cereal all the time because he's a giant child. That boy gets in Discord at 11:30 at night and he's chomping on like a bowl of Fruit Loops or something. Cool. Words of the gods. There you go. There you go. Little history lesson for you. All right. Swap it up. Let's head over here. What the? Nico, come on. That's toxic. Bum. All right. Let's get this going. Whenever I try to date one, they lose interest. Well, I don't know. Are you stinky? Is your facial hair unkempt? Do you eat surströmming? Only thoughts that come to mind. Right? The worst they can say is no. Yeah, we know that's not true. The worst they can actually say is and throw up on you. Yeah, it says ew. Yep. The worst they can say is definitely not no. That's funny. All right. All right. Hello, welcome back for probably the final chunk of the patch 6.1 MSQ. We are at the Baldesion Annex for Bridging the Rift, which I believe is the end of Quest 7 or something in Quest 7, and then we have one more quest after this. Let us continue. This will be a voiced cutscene. Twins? Oh, well, kinda. Not voiced. So, what did the forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Sharlayan and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Oh, come on. The Emma Chamber was reminded, in no certain terms, I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. Also true. You know, saving all of existence. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry into the archives was the least we could do in return. Aw. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, I'm sure you are aware this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor and bid you good day. Man. Blue Alphino and Red Alphino's dad is very, very... It's all business. All business. A to B, then C to D, then E to F. Nothing in between. Nothing. Which I guess that's his character. I respect it. Ever the same, that one. I was just saying that. Uncompromising? Aye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Sharlayan needed to guide it through not one, but two exoduses. Yeah. Look at that smile. You know. Blah, blah, blah. Hi, Ojika. I think Ojika's busy. Yeah. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes, but now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Demier's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. I'd like to set out as soon as you're ready. Restricted reading. Yeah. Give me some random material. Let's go. There's only one as well. Seems silly. Montagane is waiting to offer you further instructions. I wonder if there is some math they employ to how much gil is rewarded for a quest. Is there like a word count converter? The more word count in a quest, the higher the gil reward. Like, why was the previous one 1605 and this one is 1432 and the one before that was 1001? Is it just random? I wonder what they use as a metric to convert it. I know back in World of Warcraft, if you were ever max level, they implemented a XP. The XP amount of the quest had a gold conversion rate. So that end game quests all gave you the same amount of gold because they were all the same XP rewards. But these are always all over the place with how much gil they give you. Not that the amount of gil they give you really matters. I have like 40 million or something, but it's still weird. I wonder. Just a random anecdote. Muse. I don't know. So Montagane is waiting to offer you further instructions. Let's go. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume. Yes. You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. One of the mammoths. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure. Believe me, may you find the knowledge you seek. Thanks, Grandpa. Shall we? Your toll is now accompanying you. Yeah, I'll have to go see what this quest's all about. That might be, maybe this is the dress up Red Alphino and Blue Alphino's mom, the quest. Anywhere to talk? Just one place in front of the, okay. Now, usually it's on the way, but you never know. Always gotta check if there was any other places to talk along the route. How about a little size action? I mean, you know, for old time's sake, Aquavale. Yeah, it's a bubble. Just splashing everywhere. I think Sharlayan will get the next residential district next expansion, if they even add more. People will go pretty bonkers for a Sharlayan residential district. That'd be cool. Might be Radz-at-Han instead, because I already have a whole bunch of stuff built on the side. Big residential looking chunks. Sharlayan is like just one blob, and it really only has a few houses in it, which is, I mean, there's obviously more, but it's basically, this is just the academic center heart of the... Come along, Bay. Numenon and its forbidden wisdom awaits. Yeah, yes, we're here. To think the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. Maybe. I don't know whether restricted section even is it downstairs? If I had known of Azaldal III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. So the index page. Oh, it's just in this room over here. Because this goes, I mean, it's just copy and paste empty space all the way down to the bottom floor, but this is the elevator then? Archon Yishtola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Why do they type it like this? Why is it leet speak? This is a dig at gamer speak. It's also the freaking SpongeBob meme. The every other capitalized letter crap. They don't always talk like this, do they? I never really clicked on these for like passive dialogue. That's so... Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, Yoshi P. Okay. All right. You know what? Okay. All right. Follow me if you would. Watch her step. And please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Oh, damn. No naked flames. That means candles and stuff. Oh, music is popping. Yeah, it must be downstairs, yeah. Oh, she is so excited.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Indeed. It's like a remix of the Google Library. Or it is just the Google Library, but you never hear the very beginning of it because you're loading in. Those bookcases seem very not practical. The middle ones, the column ones. Oh, that's it. That was just one. Okay. It's a bit like the library. Remember watching the Castlevania Netflix show? There's a library in there, all the Belmont's knowledge. It was more square, but it had just large towers of books and stuff. So many books I've yet to read. Yes, yes, we are here for one specific volume. You needn't remind me. Uh-huh. What are you gonna glance through while you're here? Oh, I'm just trying to find this one thing. Read 17 books to get there and then still doesn't find. I gotta. It's over here. It's gotta be. The following pages detail an advanced method of manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Radz-at-Han, the 9th patriarch of House Demure. Yo! First try. We present these research notes to the faculty of Sharlayan's studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to locate the forbidden volume you seek. You still will need to make the final confirmation. Oh, well, crap. The other flickers went away. Well, all right. Well, I'm on pace then. I'm not clicking on everything randomly and getting other little bits and bobs. Nope. Just immediately right to the correct one. That's it. Something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies. I flipped open a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. So, Epiphanies of House Demure, a forbidden research log detailing an advanced method of manipulating rift-spanning apertures is devised by no. Yes, I put it in my pocket. The whole book fit in my pocket. Well done. I think you have found our prize. Yeah, first try. Gaming. Actually gaming.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work.
What? Okay.
Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Void Sent, There exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations.
These are in the treasure dungeons, though, too. What the heck?
Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos.
The voice acting is so good. All the little, like, Y'shtola inflections. Love it. So good.
How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon void scent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
They're in the Crystal Tower.
Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
I fought many of them.
And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves?
Correct.
Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
That's the room that it's also the room from the Endwalker cutscene that we see Graha in. So you probably go back to the cutscene, the opening trailer cinematic rather. And if you watch that part where it pans down and goes through Sharlayan and zooms in, I wonder if that room is very identical to the one that was modeled in full 3D versus the one that was just modeled right here. We can't go back down anymore, can we? Congratulations on locating the object of your search. Please move along. Nope. Nope. Also, cutscenes. Finish the Easter cookie. Let's go. Looks like I would love to start crafting the Atomos. I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hannish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Oh no, we're... Yep. Our business here has concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forums. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled, security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, then Hana can. They return to Favnir and look for her at the Great Work. Yes, indeed. to Nidhana then. She's gonna be beside herself with this task. Oh no. Is it gonna be like a big elephant though? Like the Atmos simulacrum? She's gonna make it a big Arcasadora, isn't she? Do it, you won't, cowards. Big elephant with a big pog face. All these swallow sleep-deprived faces, but their eyes still burn with fiery zeal. Some things never change. Just in case. Yep. Y'shtola tells me you're pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. Hit it with a nod. I have no doubt you'll be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters, this is the mark of House Demier. I never even knew such a work existed. You should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. Dun dun dun. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. Yep. Yep. Like I said. Yep. Uh-huh. Big elephant person pog face. Let's see it. Do you think the Demure were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago? How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Demure project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Sharlayan trembling in their sandals? No alchemist of the great work could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. And no, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big-mouthed simulacrum once we've built it? Once it's a giant elephant big-mouthed simulacrum. So, there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. The purpose of our man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal. Then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Now, by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we've finished gathering the components I require. Oh? Sharlayan's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the font of Maya. The aesthetics of the old once favored the place for their meditations. The water which pools there now is known to enleaven the flow of ether. Enleavening. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask of the pool, I will petition Vritra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here anon. Indeed. I will go procure this flask of water for you. There's no greater joy than having a new puzzle to ponder. Whoosh. Whoops. Got too close. I want to do a little whoosh action. One of the ways they make, I don't know how they do it. There must be some like hitbox around your flying mounts Because when you get too close to structures and things, you hear like the whooshing sounds to help sell that you're flying. It's weird. There's some crazy sound design in this game, but I still wonder, like, the walking around footstep sound design, because there's no other noise when you're walking. It's a little empty, because when you're walking, there's the rustling, there's the clothes moving, your armor or whatever, maybe a little, you know, extra foley that helps sell that your character is moving. Because when you're in a dungeon sometimes and you're just walking with 4 people, it's just the same exact sound effect, just multiplied, you know, 10 times, 8 times or whatever. It's one of the things that's a little strange, that it's still a little far off from being there. It's one of the small complaints I have, is that walking around, it's just tack, 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 all the time. But whatever. Astrally dense pocket. Okay, bye. Okie doke. A flask filled with astrally infused water scooped from a strangely specific point in the depths of the font of Maya. You know what? I'm a TV. I'm a wigwam. I'm a TV. I'm a wigwam. Relax, man. You're too tense. Yeah. 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 Oh, Varshan and Estinian's here. What's up? Archon Y'shtola has requested that I join you, but of her plans she offered scant detail. The boy Mayrod was glad to hear the news of the Foundation. It means a new life for him and his sister. Aww. There's a Porksy? There's a player character like inside Nidhana's dress. What are you doing in there? Get out of there. Come on. I forgot to mention, the Font of Maya attracts aggressive wildlife, and you should watch out for them when you go there next time. My apologies. I fought nothing. Nothing spawned or anything. Do you have the flask for me? What the heck? I does. Yes, Mr. Shavise, thank you. Oh, I was one quest off. Give me that spell speed materia. I was one quest off, it seems. Or there's more? I thought I had counted properly. Oh, okay. This has a picture on it, so there we go. Void Theory. Y'shtola is eager to depart for the vault. Okay, let's see what happens. Look who I came across. Estinian seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may need of his lance right now. Right then, now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsuya's boat again? Not this time. Once Y'shtola informed me of our destination and arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Aklai. Your Excellency is ever a gracious host. Shall we? I feel like that was a slight nod that Nidhana wanted to see Matsuya, though. Do we need his boat? So I guess I was off in counting, or maybe they didn't show enough blocks on the patch notes. I thought that was only 8. Oh, this is quest 8 now. 7 was just really long. Yeah, must have been. This is quest 8. I suppose. Speak with the veteran Radiant. Oh, hello, hello. Oh, God. You need not keep your weapons close at hand. The Guardians will not attack if I am present, so I pray you leave them to me. And all this time, I thought the tales of Aldaldal's horde were no more than a drunken sailor's fancies. Onto the boat, if you please. We can chat on the way there. Hey, this is the same friggin' boat. It is not likely needed with Varshan along, but I held onto the map against the chance we might return to the ruins. Yeah, okay. The ship is yours to command. Our thanks. We set sail at once. This is exciting. Azaldal's legacy, to see the truth of a legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault. Yes. Oh, there is even another one after this? What the heck? Well, hope we have time. I only have just about an hour. I don't want to go fast either, so we'll see what happens. Thought we cleared this place. Oh, I thought we cleared the place of constructs the last time we came through. It would seem a few stragglers remained. This is like a duty version? Oh, well, we're already here. Like there was nothing. Okay. Instant teleport right back to the room. He laid waste to them ere I could utter a single word. Okay. Uh-huh. Poor Vritra. He really should have spoken with Asinian before he left. I shudder to think what we've cost them in terms of construction material or construct materials. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No problem. Voiced?
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors.
Yeah.
I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
Asinians.
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Gra has theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
This boy.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Blast it with void goo. Might as well go myself. That's the first answer. Just send me. Just throw me through the portal. Say nothing and look meaningfully at Astinian. Maybe send a familiar. I mean, yeah, that's probably the most accurate one. No, I have to do the Astinian. Come on, this is so good. What's he gonna do?
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Surely you'd not expect me to wriggle through that tiny portal.
Absolutely. Take off all your armor
We
and
needn't
jump
attempt
in.
anything so drastic. A small familiar should serve well enough.
I love it. So good. You get naked, we'll butter you up, and you
Now,
just
although
slide
we
in.
can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow.
She's gonna say, wait a
Which means
minute.
An arcane entity of similar stature
Okay.
should be able to manage the same.
She gonna summon her carbuncle or something from way back in the. What is she gonna?
I
Porksy?
hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Porksy? Carbuncle? She's a white mage before she was a black mage.
I
Wait.
dislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
Steady your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh my god. She summoned Master Matoya familiars. Yep. Okay.
No, not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
Oh my god.
I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
Well, that's also a GIF. That whole sequence, that's a GIF.
In any case, these two should serve as well. This one will bear a warding scale.
The other one will not. Just slurped it in like a slime girl.
13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the void's corruption.
Indeed.
If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void sense slipping through while we conduct our experiment.
Of course.
Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
I have a glare button. I mean, now White Mage is no longer a glare bot. They are a Lily Mage as their new canonical name. All the lilies. Oh yes, I could give yes. Froth and foam.
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
Oh my god. That was an Ada face if I ever seen one. The Japanese Y'shtola. The woman that voices the Japanese version of Y'shtola is very anime. Ada. Our English one is not so.
Into the void.
Oh my god. Yep. Midhana loves it. Just loves it. And it's the Matoya music right now, too. That's fun. That was really good. Sister, save me. I've never seen you stroll the same way again. Froth and foam indeed. Oh, come on. Quick, someone go check the Square Enix apparel store. If they haven't made a Nixie plushie yet and or apparel that says like froth and foam on it, they're missing out on revenue. That's just like printing money. Come on now. You gotta realize your own memes. Every time I come here, it reminds me of the dark portal above the crystal tower and the final lash of Azadal's tail as she plunged into the void. Azdaya's tail. I thought that was a different name before. It's his sister's name. Ajdaya. Don't want to mispronounce that one. I struggle to picture Y'shtola as a little girl. Easier to believe she sprang fully formed from one of Master Matoya's cauldrons. What the, come on! Estinian. Yeah, you have a timeout. This is your timeout bubble. Hold on a second. That's for you. It's just you. All right? Hell, I hit Hana's toes, but whatever. We need to wait for the time to ensure a meaningful result. Be patient and keep watch for any intruders. I'm gonna go lick the void. I can't walk up there. Froth and foam. Yeah, Nihana's loving this. She is just absolutely all about it. Look at her! Look at her! Yep. Big Dorcas. How long have you been here, I wonder?
I think we've waited long enough.
Been like 3 minutes. Froth and foam, by the way.
Nixies, return to my side.
Oh, yeah, one's a little gooey. Looks like Mia after a night out on the town. It's kind of sad. Okay, well, I mean, yeah. A little conclusive there.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Yeah, just touch the void corruption with your bare hand.
The poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
Is that the Knight in Black? Did he find...
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
Was that just like a random... Just imps
They're coming through.
and tentacles. Insert I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going meme here.
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Mm-hmm. Slurp, slurp. Oh, no combat? No solo duty? Hmm. Nope, no solo duty. At least not right now.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
They're like level 17 imps. It's twitching.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Those things are huge.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation.
Okay.
It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives.
My eyeballs.
The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void.
My eyes?
You remember Unakalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals.
ARR lore.
But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his final battlefield. But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
The barmaid at the Wandering Stairs, or Arbert's companion, the elven swordswoman. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This depends on... I wonder if you don't get this option unless you've done that quest. This is, you learn about this if you've done the entire role quest. It's the end of all the Shadowbringers role quests. Yeah.
Silver, the adventurer who traveled with the Warriors of Light. And you say she was another of Elidibus's pawns?
Hmm.
I see. So Ciela, or rather Silver, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
What a freaking name. Unakalhai. That boy's name. I wonder how high school was for him.
I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Hmm.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage.
The next expansion.
A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections.
Or the patch
to
content.
new mysteries and discoveries.
Yeah.
And I mean to be there every step of the way.
Yeah.
But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
A push-pull.
Your Excellency?
Thinking about his sister.
Hmm? Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
He's getting a glint of hope. Or at least wonder. Stydian with the squint. Could also be worry as well. Because your story was all about other reflections, not just this one instance, but more. Seeing the Void's terrors firsthand was an experience, but I doubt fear of such creatures is at the root of Vritra's hesitation. Yeah. His sister's been there for
5,000 years!
So considering how long she's been there with her own scales, could she have held up against the corruption, or is it not going to be what he wants to find? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Another portrait. So it's another full-on and materia reward again. So a satrap's duty. Y'shtola ponders the next stage of your preparations to enter the void. Ah, cliffhanger us. Let's go. Again, who decides how much gil these quests reward? A fair amount of after the Alliance raid? A fair amount of what? More questing? More quests? All the Alliance raid thing on the patch notes was like 3 quests and that was it. You finished up all your stuff, Teddy? Nice. The garden, I believe, needs tending. Ah. Well, Nidhana something, blah, 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 blah. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There is something I must do first. And I go catch up on Vritra, who clearly was eluding things. Or exuding? Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. You mean froth and foam? Froth and
foam?
If there isn't a Nixie plushie out within the week and some Nixie merch and like a shirt that says froth and foam on it, they're missing a huge opportunity right there. People are gonna love that. And it's hard because you can't talk about it directly because it's spoilers like openly on the internet, but give it like a few weeks to lift the spoiler curtain. You're gonna see. Maybe I should like draft a tweet that just says froth and foam with a little cat face next to it and schedule it for like a week and a half from now or something. Ahem, shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. Who do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Reen? The twins? Garland Ironworks? Sure. Sid Biggs Wedge, etc. Jesse? The Alligans? I mean, yeah. Both, kind of. Probably the Alligans bring Graha back into this. Does he... Well, this Graha, I don't know if he has all the... I'm not sure. I want to give the Garland shout out, but it probably isn't the answer. Just because I want some voiced Biggs and Wedge cutscenes. An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the Void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Ralger's Reach and commission their best and brightest. So not Biggs or Wedge. So Jesse then. Okay. Jesse and Nero, let's go. Oh, it just... Like if we left and we just aetherited out. That's convenient. Post-Alliance raid quests. Okay. Oh, the scene where you're sneaky to her and it does like the push-pull and the doom music comes in and she stares daggers into your literal etheric soul. That's so good. There are, so far, there's like 4 or 5 really great clippable and gifable moments from this MSQ. There's some good stuff. The scene where I just picked on Estinian during the end of the last quest was also really good. Perhaps this young man can locate Sid for us. Well. Hey, what brings you to the Ironworks? Well, there's like 6 different Ironworks locations, but We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Master Sid, certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. But, like, where's Jessie, though? She's the brains of the operation. What's up, Chunky Boot Man? Who's apparently 38 years old. He's like a barely older than me. Look at this boy. This is what peak male physical appearance looks like before even 40 years old, apparently. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to our last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Hit with a smile. All right, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. It's so weird. They do, I mean, it's easy to do the handoff animation like that, but how did I just hand that to Sid? I'm like 8 feet away from him. It seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In any case, our best bet is to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent of strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing while utilizing metal alloys with high etherical conductivity so as to not impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Oh, like you mean next patch? Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. The harder part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. Okay. Yep. All right. Tune in next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, goodness. I think we leave the rest to Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Hana is getting on with the Mock Atomos. That was a weird turn. The NPC movement sometimes in the cutscenes, because it's like triggered path movement, is a little robotic at times still. It definitely is a little bit. It's fine. Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum. I hope that Hana has good news for us. We'll see.
Hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components. And I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
Very curious elephant people.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
Yeah.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm.
Ah, there's a connection. I see.
It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Our walk animation's so weird.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Radz-at-Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
That's really sweet.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Oh gosh.
You are wearing that face, after all.
Fair.
As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
Over 5,000 years. That's rough. Scribes? Was the alchemists.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Fist bump. There's a Stinian. Oh.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy.
All right, come on,
And
Square
I hope
Enix.
that you and your sister can be together again too.
So many heartstrings right now, damn it. Good lord. It's too sweet. Look at that big doofus. It's too sweet. I already finished my cookie. Damn it. To protect them well, you must take heart. Will you wallow in uncertainty forever? Super supportive, right to the point.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them.
Well,
if my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Hydaelyn nor Radz-at-Han.
a little harsh.
My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavnir for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Let's go.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
What's wrong with that boy's face?
I would not dare make you cry.
That Aura's face is very Play-Doh-y. I don't know what's wrong with the texture rendering on his poor face. That was really sweet. Frick. Frick. Damn it. There's Chocobo in the way. I will not squander this chance you have given me. I will find Hydaelyn. Look at this freaking knucklehead. Convincing others to follow their hearts is not my forte. I would have gladly let out more philosophical comrades take the lead had they had been here. We'll have that Atomos built before you know it. When a project like this comes along, we will give it our full and undivided attention. Sleep? Ah! Who needs it? Well, literally most things that live. Otherwise, your heart just stops beating and then you can't work anymore. So, I mean, like, also... Oh, that reminds me. I should really finish that other project I was working on for His Excellency. Oh, come on. What the hell? What the... Yoshi Peak. What the hell? There's a peacock. What the hell? We have the Thancred storyline now, the little drip fed for Thancred, the little drip fed from Kryl and Graha. We have this new little drip fed from Idhana. We've got Sid doing his thing over here. We got the main stuff with Y'shtola and Vrishra now. What the freaking... You surprise me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vrishra reach this conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night. And had travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. Look at this. What of your own answer then? You seemed disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage, my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed from Madataskar's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone friend or ally. If there is a chance we can spare Vrishra that pain, then I will follow you. Look at this boy! Just the four of us. Any other former scions we should call on, or an unusual crew we have here? I'm gonna take a third off. Just the four of us? Triple dot? Question mark? With things as they are, I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less than a dire threat to the star. It will make for an interesting journey besides, traveling in a smaller party for a change. Crowds can be a bit draining, don't you think? Now, on to the specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan as such is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient had we had some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. Oh. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside the Megaduta. You can never just say that word without like recoiling your head into your neck and Megaduta. It's just how it naturally comes out. We gotta go to the Megaduta. See, I can't even just say it normally. What? Someone needed to give that boy a good talking to. Fair. You don't suppose I'll be reprimanded, do you? I did just yell at the satrap. Hey, dude, kinda did. Kinda did, a little bit. Just enough. Did kinda yell at him, that's true. Oh, Nabdeen's eyebrows were burned off in the fires of Venice body. Is that why his face looks like Play-Doh? Oh, maybe that was being really insensitive of me. It is the rendering for whatever reason on like the texture and shader on his face looked like the same kind of Play-Doh you'd make fake meat out of. Oh, it's awful. No, rip. I need to talk to. Oh, we lost other dialogue. I clicked too soon. There's so many people standing around. F. No. Ah. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? This is gonna be the. It's gonna be the freaking like Rising Sands Part 3. We've had Waking Sands, Rising Stones. I don't know what's gonna be. The Flowing Waters. All the chambers are presently hosting a great mounds of treasure we carry out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. So like that animation, they can't make characters like swivel turn. They go like... It's a little strange. I don't know why they can't. He's also a guard, so maybe he's walking in straight lines because it's, you know, it looks more official. But you saw Y'shtola do that earlier where she was like 34-degree turn, walk straight. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megaduta in due time. So I can't. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in the search for Ajdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is at least I can do. Only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chance of success might possibly be. I'm gonna guess 3 patches. 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4, because 0.5 will set us up on the pre-expansion stuff. I wonder if we'll do all the 13th stuff in patches, and then like it'll be even broader and bigger in the next 7.0 in a year and a half from now. Succeed or fail, I'm grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. Yeah, kick his ass, Estinian, like a big brother. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidhana. If your preparations to make we venture into the 13th, now is the time. Girl, I've got until August. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. Yo. New Estinian glam when we get to the next patch. He hasn't changed his armor in forever. I know it's like special, you know, Azure Dragoon armor, but like dragon scale infused. Oh, let's go. New Estinian glam. You know what this means to me, babe, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. I've been there before. I've been to like 3. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This I know. Daw. The springing mountains. That's pretty good. Give me that direct hit. So is that's 6.1 then? But wait, there's more. Meanwhile, in the 13th, it's gotta be the Night in Black. More Night in Black teas. Yep, there we go. Let's go. That's not the Night in Black.
And thus I am returned.
Ah.
To be swallowed, bereft of savours.
Let paths unwalked, adventurers spur, pulses quicken, spirits stir. So that was the Reaper void scent that bonded itself to Xenos. And with Xenos defeated, his Reaper Soul simulacrum buddy covenant with Void Scent obviously returns the Void Scent to where it was from. Unless I'm totally off base here, that's what that was. Well then, we have that story to unravel. The other 1700 that I just talked about a moment ago. And we of course have the Night in Black. What does it mean? To be continued in August, I suppose. That's what it means. That's what that means. Good lord. Okay. Our journey into the void promises to be neither short nor simple, and I will preserve. I have kept my sister waiting for far, far too long. Oh, I clicked off. Yeah, we go. Good. Oh, yeah, okay. Holy crap. 6.1 just peppered so many stories, so many. My god. Really, it's like 6 or 7 storylines that we've been introduced to. We finished one, which is like understanding in the portal and the back and forth, the whole Atomos thing opening, going back and forth with the scale. We finished one. But there are literally like half a dozen more now. And the next one's not until like August. I think is what the timeline looks like. Man. Okay. Next up is the Alliance Raid series. That will not be today. That will be later this week. Tonight we have Raid in Pandemonium, Asphodello Savage, Hesperos Part 2. We're working on Act 4. Yeah. Close. We could really defeat Hesperos this reset, which would be nice. We've lost like a month of raid time. It's crazy. But that's that for 6.1. Next we'll do the Alliance Raid series about the 12, the Myths of the Realm, Part 1 of 3. So those will be up next. And I still got to work on the role quests to get to the new role quest stuff in Endwalker as well, which we'll also work on those. Also, we need to work on... Oh, I just need the map. Give me the map. Hold on. We need... Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. We need... Nope. We need... I can't see blue quests. To figure out how to play Dress Up Your Own Levier. That's next also. All right. Good gracious. I'll just bumpering out the recording for that last chunk. So let me write this down. So it'll be 5 parts. Yeah, I've already got the first one uploaded, but I'm not going to release any on YouTube probably for at least a week. Gotta get them all online, gotta get them all bookmarked and stuff. But yeah, they're all, what do we got? Just shy of an hour, hour 15, 35 minutes, just about an hour, and just a little over an hour and 15 to get through all of it. Yep. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Good stuff. But Lady TC, is it TC or is it just like icy? I don't know how you pronounce the T. I'm sure we've had this discussion before if you've been hanging out, but I just wanted to not mispronounce your name. I was gonna like be all weird and ask you when I was recording for those segments just to lock those away. Let's go to the house real quick. But yeah, that's wild. All right, we should wrap down. Where's my music at? It is TC? Okay. Gotcha. Yo, I could just go for a mug of tea right now. You mention it. All right, then. Let's do an outro Strange History because I've got raid in 30 minutes. So, Lady TC, why don't you pick a page number in this stupid book and we'll do a outro in Strange History real quick. And then I'll go take a quick snack before raid. So you have page numbers between 1 and 204. But of course, pages might be picked. So, because we've been doing this now for almost like what, 2 months now? We started this back in February. 157. Let's see. 157 has been claimed by Kitty. It was the black rock that changed history. You may pick a different page number. I'm trying to give everyone their own page. I put like I write their name down and the date. Like 69 and 169 and 96. All the stupid memes have already been chosen. 46? 46 is good. Let's see. What's today's date again? The 13th. Little interesting there. It's the 13th. Talking about the 13th. This is a 1-pager. Yep. Very good. This one is called Lost and Found, the La Croix Caves. I believe is how it's spelt. It's French, I assume. It's Lascaux, so La Croix. There was a legend in the Dragonian region of France about a tunnel deep in the woods leading to a hidden treasure. In September 1940, 4 young boys and their dog, Robot, It's pretty pog champ. 1940s and name your dog Robot, but they're French, so it's probably a Robert. Romo? I don't know. Set out to find it, the cave. Robot found a deep hole hidden in the undergrowth. Thinking that this was a tunnel to the treasure, the boys lowered themselves down. The tunnel was an entrance to a cave complex, the upper walls and ceiling of which were covered with huge bulls painted in brilliant tones of red, black, and brown. Other rooms were painted with prehistoric horses, cats, and even rhinos. The boys had discovered the most important prehistoric cave paintings ever found. Images of animals that lived 15,000 years ago. The Lacroix Caves came to be known as the Sistine Chapel of prehistoric art. Scientists believe the paintings were not for decoration, but to pass along important information, as there is no evidence that humans ever lived in the caves. Damn. Okay. There's a footnote, little strange history thing here. A quote. Ben Franklin was a crafty and lecherous old hypocrite whose very statue seems to gloat on the wenches as they walk the state house's yard. Apparently that's a quote from William Cobbett, English politician. Wow. So this is literally just like a Goonies. This is where the Goonies were inspired from, maybe? Were the Goonies inspired by the Lacroix Caves of the story from 1940 in France? That would be wild. That seems very Goonies. Like, that's what Goonies, bunch of kids. Instead of an animal, they had lump, I guess. And they went and found a cave with a pirate ship and a bunch of gold and stuff. In this case, the real history of it is that they found a prehistoric cave full of very, 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 very old cave paintings. That's wild. Just wild. Yeah, treasure and stuff in the Goonies, not just like cave paintings. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Well, all right. With that, little strange history, finishing up patch 6.1. I would have been live way earlier today because usually I try to go live at like 2:30. I had IRL stuff come up today, so that's why we were a little short segment today. But I got raid tonight, and then probably next stream will be on Friday. We'll probably start and finish the Alliance raid in one like 3-hour session or so, because it's just starting quest and then do the Alliance raid and have a whole bunch of wipes, and then, which apparently Bob was saying earlier that there's a bunch of quests at the end, so we'll do that. That'll be Friday. So you all have a great night, have a great morning, whatever comes first, and I'll see you on the internet.